one of them is just like, oh, you thieving, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, oh my God. Hi guys, I'm your host Tash from Travelandtash. Today I am telling you some crazy story that happened to me when I was in Rajasthan. This is part of a short mini-series that I'm experimenting with and recording to reveal some of the crazy behind the scenes things that happened when I was traveling that typically doesn't get caught on camera. I was staying in a guest house in Jaipur and I was preparing to go to a location called the Amber Fort. It's a beautiful fortress that is famous for having reflective mirrors. It's especially elegant and gorgeous. It's where I think a prince stayed, and he kept a whole bunch of ladies kind of hidden in the upper tiers of this fortress or this palace. I was preparing to leave. I slipped my tablet into my bag, my new bag that had just been given to me as a gift by my friend Jay, and I was traveling with two other foreigners I had met at my guest house, Dunia and her boyfriend from Barcelona. We hop into a tuk-tuk that I had pre-arranged the day earlier, and we get going, and we're going through the Amber Gate and had just passed the Amber Gate in the central part of Jaipur when I look in my bag and I realise that my tablet is now missing. I flag it up with the driver and I'm like, okay, can we just stop so that I can search for my tablet? We start rummaging through the tuk-tuk trying to look for my tablet, and it seems to just have completely disappeared. So we head back to the guest house to see if there's any chance that I'd left it there. The management at the guest house that I was staying at decided to start accusing the tuk-tuk driver of being a thief. They were different religions. One of them was just like, oh, you thieving, blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, oh my God, like literally they just assumed that he had stolen my tablet somehow, even though I was sitting in the back and he was sitting in the front. Just to backtrack here, I'm going to explain that at this time, this is 3 years ago, I did not have a cell phone. I was traveling with a tablet and that was it, like a tablet and a DSLR, my ancient DSLR. And so that was the only other way that I could take any photographs. My tablet was my only way to stay in contact with the outside world, to have access to, easy access to all my bookings that I'd made online. My flight information stuff was on there. And I was also very set on using Google Maps to find my way around. Because I was traveling alone, I wanted to not draw attention to myself. I wanted to go really incognito and under the radar, and I didn't want people to identify me too much as a tourist. I mean, I know it's difficult because, you know, I have really white skin and whatnot, but nevertheless, I was particularly distraught about the fact that, oh my God, I wouldn't have access to Google Maps or not be in contact basically with my family and friends, who would have probably been very worried if, you know, I suddenly didn't say hi for like a few days. So we go to the Amber Fort and I'm there with my DSLR, and at least I had a way to continue taking photographs. But inside I was just like, literally, I was just holding the tears back. There was a moment where I was literally crying in the tuk-tuk, and like, Dunya was, I think she was giving me a hug and stuff. And like, we'd literally just met the night before. We wander through the Amber Fortress, we have a beautiful time, get back to the guest house, and the management are like, yeah, we had a phone call from a guy. He left his phone number and he wants to bring you back your tablet. He found it. And I'm like, what? So somehow somebody had my tablet, and I was just like, how the hell did that happen? The following day, a guy called Anand and his cousin turn up, and he's like, here's your tablet, and we don't want any kind of reward. I was trying to offer them a reward for, you know, going to so much effort to hunt through my emails to figure out where the hell I was staying to actually return it to me. He explained to me, you know, we'd actually seen it fall out of your tuk-tuk because we were driving right behind you, but then we got stuck at a traffic light and we couldn't return it to you directly. So we had to break into your tablet to figure out who you were and where you were staying in order to return it to you. And I was like so shocked. Like, I know that right now, as I relay this story, I seem calm and collected, but at the time Not only had I been through lots and lots of tears, I'd gone through fervent praying. I was just literally... Anand was super kind. He actually invited me to come and have dinner with him and his family that evening, and I couldn't take them up on the offer because unfortunately I ended up the same day getting Delhi belly and being trapped in my guest house recovering from that. And I just, like, I was laid up in Jaipur for like a whole day of like lying around my guest house. The moral of this story, I think, was, you know, you can never really underestimate what kind of people you're going to encounter and the level of kindness that you can receive from complete strangers, and also the value of prayer. And I couldn't believe that I lost my tablet in India and it was returned to me the next day. I would like to dedicate this video to Anand. I will never forget that particular kind deed you did, so thank you. Guys, if you haven't hit the bell button and subscribed, do that. I want to hear your reactions to this story. You know, what's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you while you've been traveling? Guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Bye.